All right, welcome back. And today we have another question called minimum size subarray sum. Yeah, this is another array problem. And with arrays, we've used lots of different techniques, like hash maps, sliding windows, running sums, and stuff like that. So I'll let you guys think about this question a little bit more before I tell you what kind of techniques you should use. Maybe if I click related topics, you can kind of guess. Oh, okay, that's it. All right, so here's the question. Given an array of n positive integers and a positive integer s, find the minimum length of a contiguous subarray of which the sum is larger than s. If there isn't one, return 0 instead. So what does that mean basically is that I'm going to get a sum s, and it's going to be a certain number. And then in the array, I want a subarray that's contiguous, a subarray that is bigger than the number s, like the sum of all the numbers in there is bigger, but I want this subarray to be the smallest as possible. And what is that number? What is that size? For example, if we look at here, the input is s equals 7 and nums equals 2, 3, 1, 2, 4, 3. For example, one example of a subarray is just the whole array, because that's definitely bigger than 7. However, that's not the smallest length. So like I said, that wasn't the smallest subarray. And then the smallest subarray, you'll see it's like 4, 3. It's that one. This one is 2. Like for example, this also works too. 2, 3, 1, 2, because that would give me 8. This subarray would work. However, it is not the smallest. Now, let's think about this. Let's think about a little bit. Let's think about the brute force solution. So how would you do this? Usually in these array questions, when they ask you for intervals or subarrays, there's one very simple thing to do, is we can just do a double loop, right? We're gonna do a double loop. We're gonna check every single subarray possible, and then we're gonna check if it's bigger than s. If it is bigger, then it's a candidate for one of the answers in terms of length. And then we'll just go through all of them and find the one with the minimum length. Okay, let me explain on the iPad a little bit more. So 2, 3, 1, 2, 4, 3. So what it would be is like, imagine if the white is the first pointer and then blue is the second one, right? We're gonna check, okay, is this subarray larger than, oh wait, I forgot to tell you, s is 7. Yeah, so then is this subarray larger than 7? No, it is not. Yeah. Is this subarray larger than 7? No. Is this larger than 7? Yes. All right. So now the answer is 4. All right. And then, yeah, is this bigger? Yes, it is. But the answer is 5, which is larger than 4, so we don't care about it, right? And then we check this one also. And then we do the same thing like this. 1, 2, 3. And then until you go here, where you realize that this subarray is larger than 7, is equal or larger than 7, and the length is 2, which is smaller than 4. Awesome, right? Right, so that's pretty cool. So what would be the time complexity? The time complexity, as you can see, there was a double loop. You should know this by now. You should easily know that that's n squared, and that's the brute force solution. And then in terms of the space, so that's the time. And then space would be O of 1 because you didn't add any new like data. Like you didn't use any new data. So that's cool. Now can we do better? Yes, we can. So the technique that I want to talk about today is using 2 pointers. It's kind of like a sliding window, actually. And basically, what we want to do is we know that it has to be a contiguous array, right? And then whenever the sum is bigger, if you add more numbers to it, the sum is always going to grow bigger. And then if you decrease your subarray, if you shorten it, then for sure you're going to decrease the number, right? Because here it says that it's an array of n positive integers. Because it's positive, you know that, okay, let me show you on the iPad a little bit more. 2, 3, 1, 2, 4, 3. Right, and then I take the blue one. Imagine if this is your subarray. right? You know that if you go to the right, if your right pointer, let's call this the right pointer and this the left pointer. If your right pointer goes higher, like if you increment it, your sum is always going to be positive. I mean, it's always going to increase, right? If the more you go right. And then for your left pointer, if you increment this way, right? And then it becomes like this, then you always know that your sum is always going to be smaller, right? So what you can do is, as long as your array is bigger than the sum you need, which is 7, then you can take off numbers from the left side because you're trying to get as small as possible, right? So you don't need to check the really long subarrays. You already know that once you hit your sum, you can decrease your number going this way by going left, or you could increase your sum by going right. So all you're gonna do is kind of like not really a sliding window, but it's like an expanding and shortening window, right? Whenever whenever the sum is smaller, then you try to expand on the right side, and whenever the number is too big, then you shorten it, right? And then you always keep count of how long your subarray is. Let me kind of like redraw this, for example. In the real let's do this. Okay. So imagine first your subarray is this, right? Is it smaller than 7? Yes. Now your subarray is this. Is it smaller than 7? Yes. Now your subarray is that, because you keep moving the right side. Is it smaller? Oh, let's see, 6. Yeah, it is. And then here, it's finally 8. It's the biggest. So now your answer is currently 4 because there's a length of 4, right? And then because it's 8, it's bigger than 7, then you're going to shorten it. You're going to go here. Now it's 6. So 6 is smaller than 7, so I'm going to expand this way, right? Now this is also bigger than 7, but then the answer is also 4, so we're not going to update it. So now that it's bigger than 7, what is it? 7, 3, 4. That's 10. Like the number right now is 10, the sum is 10. And then because it's 10, we could shorten it from the left side. And then this would be 7. Oh, 7. This is great. And then the number of elements there is 3. So the answer is now 3 because that's better, right? Awesome. So now because it's 7, we're going to shorten it. But now it's 6. 6 is too small. And then now it's 9, and then 9 is good. Answer is still 3 because this is element of 3. But we can shorten it, and then boom, this is 7, right? And then the answer is now 2. And then because it's s is 7, we can shorten it again, which will give me this, just 3. But then we want to expand, but then we're done expanding because the array is done. So that's pretty much the algorithm. So what is this? The time complexity, as you can see, the maximum movement you do is n right increments and n left increments of the left pointer, right? So technically the most is O of 2n because you're just going to increment this way. So which is similar to just O of n. Awesome, right? All right, cool. And then space complexity is O of 1, and then time is O of n. All right, so let's see how it looks like in code. So the result, because we want the smallest number, we're always going to say like, oh, the minimum between the number we have versus the biggest. So first, the result, which is the final output, we're going to put this as float infinity, which means like int max or something, if you do like other languages usually. And then sum would be the current sum that you have, right? Because you don't need to re-add all of the numbers again. What you can do is, oh wait, let me check something. Oh, wait. Actually, I want to mention something. I actually made a mistake. Let's go back to the iPad. So back to the iPad, I actually forgot about one thing. In here, when we look at each subarray, we still have to calculate the sum. So calculating the sum, so you have, finding the subarray would be O of n squared because you have a double loop. And then calculating the sum is O of n. And each subarray you have to calculate the sum. So you multiply these and you get n cubed. So it's actually even worse than n squared. I actually made a mistake here. Yeah, so I forgot that you have to add the sum. And then in our case, in our case, in our algorithm, we don't need to recalculate the sum. The reason why is because we only increment by 1 to the right or 1 to the left, and we know we just have to add the number or subtract the number, and the sum, we keep it as a variable. So which is why we don't need to recompute. If we needed to recompute every time, it would be O of n squared, but we don't. So which is why it is O of n. Anyways, back to the code. So yeah, so here we have the sum equals 0. Oh, wait. And then we have left. So this will be the left index and the right index. Every time you remove the right index, it increases the sum. Every time you move the left index, it decreases the sum. So I want to make sure that when the right index goes out of bounds, we stop. Right. So then we stop. And we know that later on, we're going to be incrementing by 1. Okay, cool. So what we're going to do every step is that we're going to add the new number. So which is sum. We're going to add the number on the right index. That's cool. And then what we're going to do is if it's bigger than s, then we're going to keep incrementing the left one. So we're going to keep incrementing. That means we could do a while loop. While sum is bigger than s, then what you can do is now, because you're incrementing, like you know that's bigger than s, so you know that that is a candidate answer. So that's why we are updating our result, which is our output, right? So the result, minimum of the result already, and the length of our subarray. And the length is basically the index of the right one minus the index of the left one plus 1, because if you think about it, if we're at 0, 0, we actually do include the index 0, so plus 1. So that's basically just kind of like a, sometimes you just have to think about it, because sometimes you do add 1, sometimes you don't, minus 1. So you should draw it out in person. So these are like the off by 1 problems that you might have. Anyways, you get pretty experienced once you do a lot of it. Okay, and then the sum. What we want to do is now, this is actually decrementing now, right? So here, it's actually updating the result, or like your final answer, and then here is decrement left pointer. It's more like increment actually, because you're going that way. So increment left pointer, and then, yeah. And then first, you gotta take off the sum, because that's how we can maintain our sum. And then left pointer goes up. Right, and then here we increment the right pointer. Increment right pointer. Awesome. Now, what happens at the end? You just output the result, but there's a little catch here. It says like if there isn't one, because it's possible that there isn't a contiguous array where the sum is bigger than s, you return 0. So if we haven't found any, it means result is still float of infinite. And then if that happens, we'll just return 0. And then if not, then we return result itself. Awesome. Let's run this code. And oh no. Okay. Num is not defined. Nums. I'm so popular. All right, cool. So that works. And then if we run it, yep, perfect, success. All right, so that was minimum size subarray sum. So yeah, I hope you learned something here. And yeah, thanks for watching. See you in the next question.